Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a continued passion for public television, we are proud to underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES television.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org. The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao, AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.
I'm Peggy Laborde, and welcome to Steppin Out, with updates from the local restaurant, arts, and entertainment scenes. Joining me, Poppy Tooker, host of Louisiana Eats on WWNO Radio. Hey, Miss Poppy.
Hey, Peg.
Making his Steppin Out debut, Jacob Anguiano, chef de cuisine at Rosedale Restaurant, here to talk about the restaurant, and we'll also mention a certain special dinner too. But great to see you.
Thanks
Welcome.
for having me.
Hello, of course. Alan Smason, editor of the Crescent City Jewish News and TheaterCriticism.com. Howdy, Alan. And he's back, Lawrence Henry Gobble, president of next week's, the 37th annual, actually, Tennessee Williams and New Orleans Literary Festival. Great to see you again, Lawrence. Hello. Hi. Miss Poppy, I'm so excited. St. Joseph's Day is coming.
Well, it is St. Joseph's Day coming, but first we've got big restaurant news. Boy, has it been hard to keep this under my hat. But I can tell you pretty surely that there's going to be a new chapter in the Pascal's Manali cookbook. And I'm so excited because it's really going to be just more of in the family. You know, Adelaide Brennan, of course, Cafe Adelaide, Tea and Dickie's aunt, and Frances Day Felice, who was the figurehead at the restaurant for many years, Pascal's daughter. They were best friends. And the Brennans all grew up eating there. It was their special occasion place. You can't always eat at your own restaurants, you know. So I am tickled. Congratulations to Dickie and Steve Pettis. Now, about St. Joseph's Day, I'm predicting maybe we'll even see a St. Joseph altar next year at Pascal's Manali.
Oh, that'd be
great. But in the meantime, this is a picture from a private St. Joseph altar that I visited last year on Bourbon Street, of all places. Well, you can't go to that event, but you can head over to Tony Mandina's, where they're celebrating 40 years in Gretna, today through Saturday, lunch there, and dinner tomorrow, and then dinner Saturday night. And I just got to say one thing. If you eat one fig cookie this year, make it Tony Mandina's fig cookie. It's incredible. And you're going to see altars all over town. There's altars up at Rouse's and Dorignac's, and of course at Brocata's. But surprisingly, there at the International House, they're celebrating Sunday from 4:30 to 7:30 with a sidewalk cafe that's going to magically appear outside and an accordion player. Emerald Lagasse's crew is going to be serving Sicilian pizza. There'll be cookies from Brocata's. Creative beverage director Abigail Gullo has crafted her own limoncello from real Sorrento lemons. So it's this is a fun thing to do on Sunday. And then more Italian culinary news. Donald Link's Italian restaurant, Gianna, the one that's on the corner of Girard and Magazine Street, is now open 7 days a week from 11 a.m. on. That was a phony Negroni I have there. If you're alcohol-free for 40, there's a solution for you. They have beautiful pizzas, deep mushroom flavor in that pizza, homemade ravioli with butternut squash finished with brown butter and walnuts. incredible fresh salads, and one of my favorites people may remember from Herb Saint, the lamb lasagna. Oh, with some oven roasted broccoli with big pieces of Parmesan cheese on top. And honestly, if you're a veal lover, this was the best veal saltimbocca I have ever put in my mouth, with sage and capers and pasta bordelaise. Go just for that, if nothing else. It's delicious.
Thank you very much. And moving over to Rosedale, and what a precious little place.
Yes, it is.
You know, kind of off the beaten track, but it's not very hard to get to. It's right off Canal Boulevard.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, but you know, if someone has not been to the restaurant, and shame on them, and of course, Chef Susan Spicer opened it up, and you work very closely with her. How would you describe the food?
I would describe the food as it's Creole food. It's Creole New Orleans cuisine. We have barbecue shrimp Creole. We have a fried chicken with greens and macaroni and mac and cheese on there. But we also do a lot of international flavors. I always, New Orleans is a big melting pot. It's a big international community that we have here. A lot of flavors from around the world. So our menu also reflects that. And Chef Susan loves, cuisine from all across the world. So that also ties in and plays a part into it as well. We do guacamole. We do a taramasalada. We do, a lot of pastry. All of our pastries and all of our desserts are from scratch, from the ground up. And also our specials, we do specials every day, and it gives us a chance to play around. So we do a lot of Asian flavors, a lot of Latin flavors, French, Italian, Indian. We'll do curries,
Well, the building itself is very intriguing.
Yes.
Because it used to be a police substation of some
Yeah, it used to be
sort.
an old sheriff's
We have
substation.
some photos of it. Here we go.
There it is.
It's rather modest outside, but lots of beautiful carpentry work inside.
Yes.
Oh my!
Oh yeah, her husband Chip, he did a lot of work inside there, and then very impressive where he does the
patio
beautiful work.
too.
Yes. Oh yeah, and the patio is wonderful, big open spaces. So on a nice, beautiful day, you can sit outside and enjoy a wonderful meal, catch up with friends, enjoy the beautiful New Orleans weather and scenery, and just really just feel like you're at home and in your backyard and just feel comfortable.
Well, as you know, we have a Season of Good Taste dinner coming up there, and I've just been told, actually, just a few hours ago, that it is sold out. There is a wait list, so if anyone is interested, they can go to wyes.org/events, because I know that that's a special menu of
Yes.
dishes that are not normally served on the menu. So you can check that out, because there's a list on our website. But let's just talk generally. If I was going to go to Rosedale, today or tomorrow, mention some other dishes that I might enjoy.
Some dishes you definitely might enjoy. Some of my personal favorites are the cochon de lait, which is our pulled pork po' boy that we have on there. So we braise that pork butt, for several hours. We shred it up, and then we serve that with a house-made slaw and dressing on there on nice Leidenheimer French bread that we toast, and with a Creole on there. One of my favorite. I love the flavors on that. The fried chicken is one of my personal favorites as well. Nice fried crispy brine and a bourbon brine that we do all in-house, and then nice and crispy. We do some greens, a mix of collards and mustard greens, cooked down with some onion, some garlic, beer, and hot sauce in there. And we do a mac pie, like a mac and cheese that we bake nice and ooey gooey with cheddar and Gruyere and Parmesan.
I like the ooey gooey.
Oh,
All right.
it's so good.
Now, we also have to remind everybody, though, of course, that Chef Susan also has Bayona Restaurant.
She does.
And in the quarter, just gorgeous. Has been there and Regina Kiefer has been there so long, but that's a whole other different setting, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It's like typical, French Quarter, French Spanish style stonework, but it's a beautiful, very romantic spot. If you want to go and enjoy a meal there, I highly recommend it.
Right there on Dauphine Street. Well, great. Well, it's great to have you with us.
Thank you so much for having me
Chef.
again.
You bet. Lawrence, Stella, and so much more, and some news about Stella. So give us some highlights of what we can expect.
Yeah, well, I'm so excited about the festival this year, and we're kicking it off with the Stella Shout this Sunday, the 19th at 4:15 on the St. Peter's side of the Jackson Square, and we're excited to have Beth Bartley and Todd Demore back as Stella and Stanley. Plus, we're tying the shout this year with a fundraising campaign for the New Orleans Family Justice Center. They're a partnership of agency that is dedicated to ending domestic violence, and we're so excited to do that, to give back to the community. It's free and open to the public, and then opening night, is Wednesday at Le Petit.
Before we go there, though, just a little bit more about the Shouting Contest. Just a few minutes more, because we just wanted to show you, in case somebody's never seen it before, we have a scene, one of our Stanleys, but this week, because I am involved, what a surprise, okay, but that we only take 25 contestants, and there's one of them.
Great shot. Really
yes,
great shot.
And sometimes somebody else can also yell Stanley, so somebody can yell Stella, so it doesn't matter. We welcome everybody. One of my favorite moments was when we had a mime. Remember that? That was very interesting. And guess what? He was a finalist.
He was a finalist, yes. We couldn't hear him, but he was a finalist.
But sign up is $3.45, and as you said, $4.15, we'll have judging, and it's going to be so much fun. But we're kicking it off this year as opposed to ending with it. So we want to make that real clear.
Yes, so it's its own event right before the festival.
Yeah, but moving on, Brian Batt's going to be with us.
Brian is going to share with us, opening night at Le Petit, some of his show that he wrote, Dear Mr. Williams. And then we have a lot of local talent, a lot of local actors that are coming on to do different scenes from the play. It's going to be a really beautiful opening night.
And we're at Le Petit for this
At Le Petit, and it's in front of the set for Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. And then on Thursday night, we have the tribute reading. We have John Goodman and Brian Batt and Leo Sorio, and we also have Mona Lisa Saloy. I'm so excited to have her.
She is a few months ago.
Louisiana's poet laureate, and it's just going to be so. It's some readings that we're not used to. Some real gems that a lot of people haven't heard. So it's going to be really great at the New Orleans Jazz Museum.
And of course, we are going to be paying tribute during the festival to long time, so much a part of the festival, part of the family, Dr. Kenneth Holdage.
Absolutely, and he's a friend of the festival, friend of ours, and on 4 o'clock.
An English and scholar, of course, Tennessee Williams scholar,
great scholar.
And the tour, the Tennessee Williams literary tour.
He did the literary tour of the whole, and on the 25th, 4 o'clock Saturday afternoon, we'll have a memorial for him in the Vieux Carré room. And the Saints and Sinners, our LGBTQ literary festival, which is within the Tennessee Williams Festival. It's the 20th anniversary. It got started to spread information about AIDS and HIV, and it's grown into the longest-running LGBTQ festival in existence. And from all over the place, these amazing authors and writers come in. And this year's program includes an original painting of Tennessee Williams at the Carousel Bar by Timothy Cunnings, and we're going to actually auction that painting off. It is gorgeous. It's a young Tennessee Williams with a masked Mardi Gras person right next to him, and it's a beautiful, beautiful painting of the Carousel Bar.
Gee whiz. Well, Lawrence, thank you very much.
Absolutely.
And I know Alan will have plenty more because there's so much theater, darling, right?
Well, there is. And I'm going to start off with the Tennessee Williams play, of course, Cat on a Hot Tin Roof. When Salvador Menino made several choices as director for this work, he removed some of the more salacious references that Big Daddy and others make. Made it a little bit more palatable, a little bit more presentable for Le Petit audiences, and also restore the original third act ending by selecting pretty much a veteran, Jonathan Merez, as Brick. He made a really unexpected choice, but very welcome. An actor who's really ventured into work as an independent in recent years as a producer, but he plays Brick as an aloof, reserved, and I must say tortured soul. Another unexpected choice for Maggie is Mona Nazraoui, a young actress. She has a really poetic song quality to her long, rambling passages in Act 1. She started a little tentative, but then came into her own. The dynamic relationship between Cat, if you will, Maggie, and Brick is at the heart of Cat on a Hot Tin Roof, Maggie the cat. And no matter how Hollywood screenwriters may want to romanticize it, you know, it's not a relationship that really offers a glimmer of hope or a scintilla of a possibility of reconciliation. Nazraoui does depict Maggie very well. Of the two, she's the more sober partner, but she's drunk with unfulfilled passion for her husband. Between Brick, his drinks, he admits to Maggie that the only way that he can really cope with her is to drink and through administration of alcohol. So that's a larger issue that's looming between them, and that, of course, is the ghost of Skipper, his friend, and hers. Everybody's also dealing with a major crisis, the health scare for Big Daddy Polite, played wonderfully beautifully by Silas Cooper. On his 65th birthday, Big Daddy is finally getting his spirits lifted enough to distance himself from his wife and to confront his son over his drinking and his apparent abandonment of his wife. As Big Mama Elizabeth Argus is also displaying her ability to really come into her own, a dramatic role that really has her stamp placed upon it. She plays the vainglorious and naive matron quite well in several scenes. And of course, she's held in contempt by many members of her family, including her husband, and tolerated by other family members. Making their Le Petit debuts, believe this or not, Nick Strauss, a newcomer as Gooper, of course, playing opposite longtime and respected local actor Diana Shortez as May. Gooper may really have rapacious designs on the family estate, hovering around it and waiting for Big Daddy to die, but the testy retorts between Mackie and May are quite hilarious and worthy of seeing, with beautifully rendered sets and lighting by Joey Moreau, who's based out of New York, by the way. This is a cat that needs to be seen. The original ending is not often chosen to be used, so I recommend everybody seeing it. It's not as commercial, but it really does serve its story and its characters so much better. Cat on a Hot Tin Roof all the way through March the 26th, which is, of course, Tennessee Williams' birthday. Now, before we get to the other theater offerings of the Tennessee Williams Festival, let's consider Rivertown Theater's latest production of The Play That Goes Wrong. Ricky Graham has established himself clearly as one of the best directors in New Orleans, especially for comedy. And this is a well-written and tautly constructed work. It's a play within a play. It's like a jewel set in his hands for proper display. The cast of characters includes some of the best comic actors in the city: Keith Clavery, Ken Good Jr., Matthew Michael, all led by Mark Fushi, who serves as producer on the show as well. Between pratfalls, spit takes, and retakes, this comedy with Barry Acosta, Savannah Chason, Noah Hazard, and Emily Bagwell will have you laughing in the aisles, in the lobby, and elsewhere those characters happen to pop up. A shout out also to John F. Keenan, who designed this set. It elicits as many laughs sometimes as the characters on stage. If you want to just outright have what might be called a laugh fest, do not miss this play. It closes a week from Sunday, and it may be the play that goes wrong, but you'll be feeling pretty righteous after seeing it. Very quickly, let's go over now the Tennessee Williams Theater offerings. Aside from what we mentioned with Brian Batt and John Goodman, something new this year is the Last Bohemia Fringe Festival, being held on Thursday through Saturday at the Twilight Room at 2240 St. Claude Avenue. It was at the old Always? I'm trying to remember that. Oh, wait. So on Thursday night, Poppy's cover subject from her drag queen brunch book, Vincenzo Stefanti, will be starring in a one-man show based on the character that Tennessee imagined in Vieux Carré called Nightingale. So you'll be able to see him in that. And then again, another one-man show will be Lee Osorio's Prison Town. That's being seen on Saturday night, and that's basically the story of a gay Latinx man with a lot of issues. On closing day, the NOLA Project will be presenting Tennessee ×3. It's several of Tennessee's lesser-known works. These include Steps Must Be Gentle, which is written about Hart Crane, The Case of the Crushed Petunias, about a prim woman who's confronted by love, and The Reading, a piece that was used as the basis for Vieux Carré. So all of those are going to be on Sunday, and then later on Sunday, which, as I mentioned, is Tennessee's birthday, the winner of the one-act competition will be read at the closing event, a celebration of writers. All of this taking place at the Monteleone Hotel, so check it out. And then, of course, you can get it for $10 for that session, or use a literary pass or the VIP pass. And lastly, I'll be reviewing the Tennessee Williams Theater Company's latest production of The Night of the Iguana this weekend. Already many of the shows have sold out, so I want to remind everybody, get your tickets now. It's at the Lower Depth Theater at Loyola University. That's Jake Wynn Wilson on the left, and of course Lauren Wills headlining this cast with only 5 shows left that are not sold out. So again, get your tickets now. And 2 other shows opening this week, Peggy. First, the Radical Buffoons are premiering Exit Pursued by a Bear, a comedy by Lauren Gunderson and based on a stage direction from William Shakespeare. And that's at the Fortress of Lushington, which I had heard may be shutting down as a theater performing space not too long in the future. And also opening next Thursday is the JPAS production of Misery, based on the Stephen King novel, and a successful film, of course, that starred Kathy Bates and James Caan. Last but not least, playwright Andrei Kurechik, that's the exiled writer from Belarus, will be at Tulane University for a series of events, including a free lecture at the Rogers Memorial Chapel on Thursday night. It's titled Resistance to Authoritarianism. It's free and open to the public. And of course, you may remember he did the Insulted Belarusia that I did on my platform last year, and it's already had thousands of views worldwide.
All right, thank you so much. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a whole lot. Time for our picks. Poppy.
More Tennessee Williams Williams Festival. On the Saturday of the festival, the 25th, we'll be throwing a drag brunch named Desire at the Bourbon House. It's going to be great fun. And then, coming up on Saturday, April 1st, everybody is going to want to come to the Dookie Chase Kitchen Leah's Legacy Tasting and Launch Party. There's going to be a little preview here in the auditorium, and of course, there's that next generation. It's really going to be fun. Then the actual debut will be happening on Saturday, April the 29th. The shows are going to start airing at 10 a.m., repeating Sundays at 11:30.
Lots of exciting doings here. I gotta tell you, we're really, really thrilled about this. Thank you. And Chef, you've got crawfish cooking.
Yes, we got crawfish cooking. We're pairing with a company. We're going to do what's like a big backyard crawfish boil going on. So they'll be doing crawfish. We'll be having some offerings as well. So, and that'll be the Saturday the 25th. So get in, come in, show out, come and have a good time. And then also don't forget about the wine dinner. We're having some wonderful things going on there. A lot of Spanish influences there, so we're going to be having a really great time. So get on the wait list and see if you can get in.
That's right. You all have been doing those Season of Good Taste dinners on behalf of the station for many years. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
It is our pleasure.
And Chef you and Susan, of course. And over to Lawrence. Yes, it's not just Tennessee Williams, is it?
It's not just Tennessee Williams. We have a lot. We're much more than a book fest, and we have a lot of different authors. In fact, Thursday, March 24th from 3 to 4 at one of Tennessee Williams' favorite haunts, Hotel Maison de Ville. Pay shows invite you to an interview and cocktail with Neil Bodenheimer, managing partner of James Beard award-winning bar The Cure, and the author of Cure, New Orleans Drinks and How to Mix Them. Not only do you get a book, you get a signed book, you get a cocktail for just $30, and it's 727 Toulouse Street, and it's going to be an amazing part of the festival, but just a little off the beaten path.
Absolutely. Thank you. Alan.
Well, I know you don't like to hear about competition during the Tennessee Williams New Orleans Literary Festival, but I must hasten to point out that Puccini is coming to town, and that's Madame Butterfly, of course, one of Puccini's greatest of successes. They return, of course, to the Mahalia Jackson Theater for the Performing Arts on Friday, March the 24th, and Sunday, March the 26th. Here are the stars. That's Hirami Aromura and Jonathan Kaufman, who play Cho-Cho-san and Lieutenant Pinkerton, and I will see you at the theater.
Thank you so much. And now my picks on Saturday in Lafreniere Park, NOLA on Tap beer tasting will benefit the Louisiana SPCA. Food will be available, and there will be a craft market, including work by Catherine Clemidis, known for her beautiful pet portraits as well as her jewelry, too. I'm a big fan. Numerous, in addition to what Poppy already said, numerous St. Joseph's altars this weekend. Some recommendations. One of the largest is at St. Francis Xavier. That's on Metairie Road. It's open Sunday and Monday, including a Mass and the ritual of the Tupa Tupa involving children portraying the Holy Family. And there's also a public feeding. That's on Monday. And I just have to show you, before we go to the other altar, look at these cookies. These are from St. Francis Xavier. So there will be some available in just a moment. As we conclude, Cucciadata.
The sugar, the flour, those statistics they publised yesterday. They have been working hard.
Wasn't there?
And also, something I didn't have to make is wonderful.
Absolutely. Well, you can have one. Okay. I wish we could offer it to all here. And also in the quarter, BK House at 1113 Charter Street. They're also going to be featuring an altar from Friday to Sunday with a blessing of the altar Friday morning at 10 a.m. And Sunday at 6 p.m., they'll host the Yat Pack singing music from the Rat Pack, of course made famous by Sinatra and Dean Martin. What a great idea that is. Okay. There you go, bkhouse.org for tickets. And check out a list of St. Joseph altars at the Clarion Herald's website. A really good one, clarionherald.org. Very comprehensive list. And that's St. Joseph's Church itself on Tulane. They have an altar. Also, Cabrini High will be presenting an altar with the Elenian Club, that's very nice. And by the way, I ran into this morning at Terra Nova. This is so precious. At Terra Nova's Grocery on Esplanade across from Santa Fe Restaurant is a dollhouse-like recreation. Look at this. Of an altar. And so I asked the young lady at the counter, I said, who made that? She said, oh, Miss Mary. So I was like, okay, the detail on this. So just go into Terra Nova's buy something, please, right? But also check that precious altar out. Okay, we still have more stuff. On Sunday at 2:30 at Dixon Recital Hall at Tulane, a concert featuring new music by such local composers as Stephen Montalvo, and it's presented by the Louis Moreau Institute. Go to their website for details on that. Looking ahead, on Saturday, March the 25th, the United Negro College Fund's Mayor's Masked Ball fundraiser. They do these balls all around the country, and this one, though, is masked, and it will be taking place at the Hyatt downtown. Go to uncf.org/NOLA Masked Ball for info. And before we move on, though, I've got to go back to Chef Jacob, though. You went to Johnson & Wales. Tell us a little bit more about you, kiddo.
About me? Oh.
No, I know. I see you on, what, YouTube?
YouTube, Instagram. I do like a few different things. I try to get out on social media and put myself out there a little bit and trying to grow my own skills and my own worth as well.
But I saw that you make cutting boards. You make a lot of, tell me about that.
Yeah, I do something that I saw, as you mentioned. I went to Johnson & Wales. I went to Johnson & Wales in North Miami. It's where I'm originally from. It's from South Florida. Not specifically Miami, but like a little, not far from there. But I started actually my woodworking there as like kind of a break from cooking, just kind of give myself some zen, some change of thought so that I'm not constantly working on that. And it also frees me up to be more creative in my job as well. And I just started doing it and filming it.
So if we want to find you on YouTube, what do we go to? Your name, Jacob Anguiano?
You go to Maker Cuisine.
Okay, great. Got to go. But yeah,
thank you so much.
It's very good. Okay, thank you all so very much, and thank you for watching. Good night.
Good night.
Steppin Out is made possible in part by Susie and Pierre G. Villery.
With a continued passion for public television, we are proud to underwrite Steppin Out.
Please join us in supporting WYES television.
The New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Foundation promotes, preserves, and perpetuates music, culture, and heritage through programs, cultural, educational, and economic activities year-round. Learn more at jazzandheritage.org. The American Italian Cultural Center and Museum on South Peters in New Orleans offers event venue space, Italian language classes, dual citizenship and translation services, seminars, genealogy, and trips to Italy. Ciao! AmericanItalianCulturalCenter.com. This program is brought to you in part by the Eugenie and Joseph Jones Family Foundation, a local foundation proud to support education, the arts, and culture in the greater New Orleans area.